back to my channel. So today I wanted to go over probably one of my favorite looks that I do on an everyday basis. And it's just going to be my easy soft glam look. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and use this Hydrating Milky Mist by Pixi. It really just leaves your face feeling nice and refreshed, especially if it's been a minute since you did your skincare, like maybe you did your skincare an hour before you do your makeup. And anyway, I just really like it. And it also smells super good. Next, I'm going to use the Glow Recipe Watermelon Pink Juice. And I use just 1 pump of that and I mix it with the 111 Skin Pollution Defense Booster. I don't really buy into the fact that it actually protects your face from pollution, but I do really like the way it feels. It just adds a nice extra layer in between your skin and your makeup product. So next I'm going to use Physicians Formula Natural Defense and mix it with the iconic London Illuminator in the original shade. And I usually just mix like a 1-to-1 ratio of the two, especially when I'm using like a tinted moisturizer like this one. I've used it several times since filming this video, and I really don't like it by itself. It's not very good. But when you mix it with like something like a really nice moisturizing illuminator, it really helps smooth it on your skin. And I actually really like the way my makeup turned out at the end of this one. It does have a really nice sheer finish. So I mean, it does have some redeeming qualities, but I really just want to use it up. I'm probably not going to buy it again. And I think my skin is just a little too dry for this to work otherwise on its own. So next I'm going to use a little bit of concealer. Of course, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Camo concealer. I mean, that's the only one I use pretty much. It's in this shade Light Beige, so I still use that to brighten my under eyes. I'm kind of phasing that out at this point in my life. I don't think it does a whole lot, and it's kind of just an extra step, but it does end up looking really nice paired with a sheer foundation like the one I used in this video. It is really nice to just give a little bit of extra coverage whenever you are using something that is so light. So I'm just going to cover up a little bit of acne scars that I have on my cheeks, and then again just brighten my under eyes. Okay, so next I'm going to use this brow gel by Anastasia. I have mine in the dark brown shade. I really like it. I used to not be into brows until I received a sample of this product, and yeah, I don't know, I really like brow gel now. Like, I'm a brow gel girl. But I don't like overdoing my brows. I really usually just run brow gel through my eyebrows and then call it a day. You can use a pencil if you have spots that you need to fill in, but I really don't like taking the extra time, so as far as I will go with brow gel. Next, I'm going to use this Ace Beauty bronzer. It's the Bronzed in Paradise palette, and I really like mixing the second shade and the third shade together. Those are just perfect for my skin tone. What I really like about a bronzing palette, I used to not be into them, but I like that no matter what season it is, you can always find a combination of 1 or 2 of them that really works for whatever shade you are. So in the winter, this one is definitely going to get a lot of use for me, and yeah, in the summer, whenever I'm a little bit more tan, it's nice to have those options. So anyway, I'm going to apply those underneath my cheekbones like normal, and then to my jawline and top of the forehead. I really like this bronzer specifically because a little goes a long way. It is so high pigmented, you really only need a little bit, and yeah, it really just gets the job done quick and easy. Next, I'm going to use this cream blush by Fenty. It is in the shade Daiquiri Dip. And at first looking at it, it's kind of this really intimidating bright red shade, but I really like it because in general, cream blushes apply super sheer and you have to apply a lot of it. And I really like this one because you only have to apply like just a little bit and it shows up like really quickly. And I think the shade works really well for my skin tone. If you're around like a light medium shade, I think you should really try this one. It's a really pretty color. So next I'm going to use this Too Faced Natural Face palette, and I'm going to use this powder blush in the shade Pink Wink. That's basically just to preserve the longevity of the cream blush, so I don't really want to change the shade of it that much. I just want to put something over it so that it stays a lot better. Now I'm just going to set my whole face with this Fenty setting powder. It's in the shade Banana, and it's kind of just like a light yellow one. It looks really similar to the Laura Mercier Honey shade that they just came out with. So this basically serves 2 purposes for me. It's going to soften the bronzer and blush so that it fades more naturally into the skin. And it's also going to set the foundation and the concealer just so it doesn't transfer on anything. So I'm going to go back into the Too Faced palette and use this highlighter. It has a pinky tint to it, so it looks really nice whenever you're blending it over top of a really rosy blush. Next, I'm going to set my face. I pretty much always use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. It does a really good job at holding your makeup, and it's just really reliable, honestly. Next, I'm going to go into my eyeshadow. I'm going to be using this Nude Dude palette. It's by theBalm. I've been really wanting to try some of their products, and I finally got my hands on this palette. So far, I've really been enjoying it. It has just really nice formulas. The eyeshadows always blend out really naturally and so effortlessly. Like, you really have to barely put any effort into putting on these eyeshadows. Right now, I'm just blending in this kind of purpley reddish transition shade into the crease. Next, I'm going in with this creamy shade and just putting it all over the lid. It doesn't really need to be perfect at this stage. I will be doing more blending after this. Next, I'm gonna go in with this brown reddish shade, and I'm just gonna be blending that in the outer corner of my eye just to try and develop a little bit more precise depth and get a good transition going between the crease and the actual lid itself. And I'm sure you can really tell with this shade especially, it's just such a nice, rich, like high pigmented color. It works perfectly for blending and just kind of adding a little bit extra depth. Next, I'm going to take that same shade and just connect it to the lower lash line. You really don't want it to look too placed, so just spend a little extra time blending that upwards and kind of just meshing them naturally together. Next, I'm going to do a nice little gold inner highlight, and this kind of really ties the whole look together in my opinion. So just place it in the inner corner on both the top and the bottom, and I usually extend it a little further into the bottom lash line. And then finally, I'm going to top it with a little bit of a rosy glitter on the rest of the eyelid, the part that didn't get the gold glitter, just so it blends more naturally together into the darker colors. Alright, so yeah, I'm kind of feeling that. I really like the way this eye look turned out. So next, I'm going to be using probably one of my absolute favorite products. It's this 2-in-1 lash primer and mascara by Honest Beauty. And honestly, this is my first time really using a lash primer. Before this product, I never really felt the need to buy one. And yeah, after using it, like, my lashes are so underwhelmingly just unimpressive in general by themselves. So I really should have looked into this. Like, I don't know why I never thought of it. It just gives your lashes such a nice and like almost natural looking length. And I absolutely love this mascara brush. It's so soft, like it looks like a really hard brush, but it actually is pretty soft and it does a really nice job of getting up close to your lashes and just really being able to define them super well. So they look great on the top, they look great on the bottom, and yeah, it's just a really good 2-in-1. Like, I love both of the products in the 2-in-1. It also does a really good job at curling the lashes too. I hate using an eyelash curler. Like, I don't know why, they just like really freak me out. But with the mascara, it's so much easier to just curl it all in one. I really just cannot say enough good things about this mascara. It just does it all. If you get one thing out of this entire video, it's this stupid mascara. And yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It's just perfect. Next, I'm going to use this Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick. It's in the shade Venus. It's just a perfect little nude color. And it says it's a matte, but it's actually a really comfortable matte. It doesn't really feel stiff or drying or anything. And then of course, to finish out this video, I am going to be using this e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick in the shade Creme. I pretty much use this in every single video at this point. It's just such a good color and it mixes so nicely with everything. Like, the formula of it is so perfect. I wish I just had more shades in it. I really love how this turned out. It looks really natural and still really put together, and it's a pretty neutral toned look, so it's kind of just a perfect uniseason look as we begin to transition into fall. As always, if you're inspired to recreate this look, please @ me on any of my socials. I would love to see it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the same time, same place next week. Love you. Bye.